So, hi everyone, this is Natalia Schreier, owner at Holistic Primary Care Delray Beach. This is my first of a series of webinars that I will be hosting with functional medicine subjects. Today's subject is heart health. So, I'm very excited to talk about this. Cardiovascular health. Heart disease is still the number one cause of death in this country. But we have good news in my practice, and with functional medicine, we can focus on prevention, early detection, and targeted interventions. So, testing and cardiovascular markers. Most of us are familiar with the basic cholesterol panel, the total cholesterol, the LDL, the HDL, the triglycerides. Those are great testing, but the truth is that they don't give us the full picture. So in functional medicine, we go deeper. We check the ApoB, which is the number of cholesterol particles that can actually cause the plaque formation. We check the lipoprotein a genetic risk factor that most people have never ever heard of, but is strongly linked to early detection of cardiovascular disease. So I like to also look at particle sizes. The small, dense LDL particles are the most dangerous ones. They're more dangerous than the larger particles. Then there are markers for inflammation like the HSCRP and metabolic markers such as fasting insulin and HOMA-IR, which can reveal insulin resistance long before the blood sugar has become abnormal. So before we get an abnormal fasting glucose or an abnormal hemoglobin A1C, the fasting insulin, the HOMA-IR are early detection tests. Remember, in functional medicine, we want to detect prior to get an abnormal test result. And finally, we also measure things like homocysteine and the omega-3 index. These are the real sense of vascular health. So what is the functional medicine approach? So once we have this information, what is that we do with it? So I like to start with the foundation: nutrition, exercise, stress, and sleep. A Mediterranean diet, a plant-forward diet rich in fiber, omega-3s can make a huge difference. Regular exercise, a good sleep, and a stress management all together is much more important than taking a statin medication or any other pills. So in addition to that lifestyle, I like targeted supplements to cardiovascular disease. So my favorite ones, red juice rice, that can naturally lower cholesterol, especially when it's paired with CoQ10. Berberine helps improve both insulin resistance and cholesterol. Niacins can help us with the HDL. It can help us lower the lipoprotein A. Omega-3 fatty acids can help us with inflammation and triglycerides, and we cannot forget about our vitamin D and magnesium because that's the overall health for heart. Obviously everything is targeted to each patient, specifically depending on what the lab markers yield here. So another exciting tool that I added recently and I have been experimenting with and is yielding great results in my patients with all the cardiovascular markers and lifestyle changes is the microdosing with GLP-1. These are our tersepatides or semaglutide compounded at a very low doses. They can improve insulin sensitivity. It helps with weight management and helps reducing inflammation. Excellent for patients with PCOS. So when we use a small doses of those, we are yielding great results without having the stronger side effects seen at a high doses. And of course, monitoring and follow up. When it comes to monitoring, we just don't send you out with your supplements and tell you what your lab results are, and we forget about you. We usually recheck your labs in 8 to 12 weeks after making changes. That way, I can see how the interventions are working and they adjust whatever is needed. Even if everything looks great, we still recommend repeated advanced testing at least once a year. Cardiovascular health is dynamic and prevention is a lifelong process. So, key takeaways wrapping this up: heart disease is preventable by looking beyond the standard cholesterol panels, by using advanced testing, personalized nutrition, target supplements, and sometimes microdosing GLP-1 medication can help you make a real difference in reducing the risk. So, thank you for joining me today. I encourage you, if you haven't had an advanced cardiac testing, now is the time. Prevention is powerful and your heart health is worth it. So schedule a consultation either by calling or texting 561-221-2013 or by booking an appointment in my website. I hope to see you in the next one.